Um,
I
so
I think
yeah,
that when you're at the beginning of a healing journey and a learning journey, you do need the tools, right? And then once you get to mastery level, you don't, and that's the whole point. Like you go through all of that and you learn how to use all the tools, and then you by the time you get to the end, you're like, oh, I didn't need them, and that's when you hit true mastery, right? Like when you're like,
yeah.
ah, I don't need that.
Yeah, the tools are very confirmative because a lot of the times, especially in the beginning, if you are getting an inkling on something, you're getting a knowing, but you don't trust it because society teaches us not to trust ourselves. That's just that little bit of thing that goes, okay, this out of all the 78 cards, this one is the one that came up. So, like when I was sharing my story in the very beginning, when I was leaving my ex-husband, and I didn't know what to do. I knew I needed to leave. Like ultimately, underneath everything, I knew that I couldn't stay, even though I was trying to find all the other ways I could. And so this I did the simplest reading ever. It was, should I stay or should I go? And it was, three cards if I stay and three cards if I go. And each of those lines had an outcome card. And the outcome, if I stayed, was the devil, which is talking about being caught in toxic patterns, things not getting better,
Yeah.
things no growth. It's just the merry-go-round of toxicity. And if I left,
Enslaved.
enslaved, yep. And if I left, I got the death card, which is all about new beginnings, closing chapters,
Transformation.
giving new ones, transformation. And so there's 78 cards in a deck. And of all the cards, for those two to be so blatant, but it was something that I already knew. I needed that bit of woo woo, I suppose, if you're going to put it that way. I needed that confirmation to
That in
trust
your
my.
face confirmation.
Yes, exactly. I needed that for myself to know that it was okay to proceed. And that was and it was the right, I mean, it's been a journey since that decision that I made, but it was the right one. And it was and I knew it was the right decision. I just needed, because I was asking all my friends, my family, like, what should I do? And it was kind of split. I had a lot of friends and support that telling me to leave. And then I had other support and family like, well, you have a kid together and maybe you guys could try counseling, which we did and didn't work. But, like there were the people who were trying to keep us together. And intuitively, I wasn't asking myself what I needed to do. And so the cards really allowed me to see what I already knew inside for me. And so that's the beauty of it.